What's up, everybody? Welcome to Among the Fence. My name is Aaron, and today we're checking out the new album, The Father of Make Believe, by the progressive rock band Coheed and Cambria. This is their 11th studio album. It is also the third part in their Vaxis arc concept thing, which is also part of the Amory Wars concept thing, which is a comic book written by Claudio Sanchez, the vocalist of Coheed and Cambria. And I won't be going super deep into the story because I'm kind of already doing that. I've been doing reviews of this band's earlier work. Every year on my birthday, I go and do a review on one of their albums going in order. Last year, I did Good Apollo. So if you want like a super deep dive, not just into their music, but the story and what everything is about, because a lot of the lyrics are pretty weird if you don't really know what's happening, definitely check that out. I have 3 albums already done with many more coming. And it is no secret that I love Coheed and Cambria. The name of my channel comes from one of their lyrics. And I just get so excited for all of the releases, but I gotta say that I did not really care that much for Vaxis 2. It got a lot of criticism for me for a lack of creativity. Every song kind of sound like arena rock with some exceptions, and honestly, even the arena rock songs weren't really all that bad. But like the main thing for me is they completely destroyed Claudio's vocals with just so many effects. I mean, Claudio did that to himself, of course, because he basically does all this. But yeah, I mean, it just numbed down everything that I personally love about Coheed and Cambria, being a longtime fan. The story was, of course, really good. And much like Vaxis 1, Unheavenly Creatures, Vaxis 2 grew on me as time went on. And I know I gave it a pretty negative score. I think it was like a 3, maybe a 4, but now I do view it a little positively, but at the same time, it's my least favorite of the 3, probably. But I was also still kind of worried about this band's future, not really knowing what direction they were going to go in next, and of course, I still always try to have hope, especially going into any of their new full albums. I try and stay away from the singles, so starting out with this album's opening track, Yesterday's Loss, it opens up with a very familiar piano section. It reminds me a lot of their early openers from a lot of their earlier albums. The constant acoustic strumming is a nice touch, especially along with the gentle vocals that follow are absolutely beautiful. The lyrics are about his children, or his son, I'm assuming Atlas, who is getting older, and Claudio's kind of expressing his concerns about himself getting older and dying, and his son getting older and realizing that his parents are getting older, and just the kind of stressfulness and uncertainty of the future. Goodbye Sunshine brings the energy with the same sounding kind of chord progression, but this time it's just distorted. The chorus is a little anthemy, but at the same time, it sounds pretty good. Claudio says that this song is about himself mourning his band when it's basically time to call things quits and all good things must come to an end eventually. The outro is fantastic with the epic guitar solo playing behind the chorus. I just really wish that the bridge was better, but that's a common complaint that I have about most of their songs in this day and age. The more modern Coheed and Cambria, where older Coheed had really solid bridges that to me were the best part of a lot of their songs. Then we have the song Searching for Tomorrow. It has a really strong prog vibe to it with a long riff. It becomes a little bit more intense as it goes into the chorus. It reminds me a lot of a song off of Good Apollo called 10 Speed. It takes an exciting and unexpected turn with a guitar solo that sounds really dark in its rhythm, and it has a fuzzy lead guitar effect. Otherwise, Searching for Tomorrow didn't really stand out to me all that much. I felt like Goodbye Sunshine really brought in what we were expecting to hear, and then it kind of just died down a little bit. Then we have the title track, The Father of Make Believe. The verse is basically everything that I want from a Coheed song, and there's got a riff that evolves as it goes on with little licks thrown in here and there. Claudio's vocals basically just leading it all, and it sounds fantastic. The chorus is pretty chill. It becomes a little bit more powerful the second time it comes around. I just wish, again, the bridge was just a little bit better. This song feels like a slow burn, much like The Crowing does, but it just doesn't have the same kind of climax to it. It just feels like it's just kind of treading water a little too much. And then we have the song Mary of Mercy. This has amazing sounding drums. The mix is fantastic on the drums, and you can really hear it in this song. The chorus is addicting, and the second time it comes around, it's twice as long, just giving you a little bit more of the fix that you need. And then the bridge is just the chorus, but this time a little bit quieter. Again, I keep complaining about this, but because of that, you basically just end the song with 3 choruses in a row, and it makes it feel a little repetitive. And then we have Blindside Sunny, which was one of the singles that they released. It has a super aggressive riff that does become a little overplayed in the verses as it plays through like 10 to 12 times in each verse. I do enjoy Claudio's grungy vocals, and the bridge is a lot better. It definitely feels like it's kind of going off the rails, especially as we go into the next song, Play the Poets, which continues the same kind of electronic sound, which is basically changing what this entire album started out to be. It sounds more like The Prodigy than Coheed at this point. The production is just a little too much. The lead guitar sounds good, but the rest of the band is kind of drowned out at this point, and the effect on the vocals is more weird than anything. The breakdown is a nice touch. It kind of helps with the unhinged vibe that they might be going for. It's unexpected. It's super dark. It's very angry, but it just doesn't, I don't know, it feels out of place. This whole song kind of feels out of place. It feels like they're kind of losing the direction they're going in, and the breakdown is going to be a lot of people's favorite part, but at the same time, it's kind of the only part that I really liked. One Last Miracle switches gears back to the more mellow sound that was at the beginning of the album, so it makes Blindside Sunny and Play the Poet feel even more out of place, I think. It does still have the same vocal effect, so it kind of keeps that, and the story is still, you know, it still has the same theme. The chorus is great, has a super catchy hook. I enjoyed it, but at the same time, I found this song to be kind of uninteresting. It felt like right in the middle, so I guess it was kind of just meh. And then we have the song Corner My Confidence. It's a love song about Mary from Sirius Amory, where he's traveling back to the Keywork, which is like the universe, the collection of planets where all this stuff takes place. And I believe the story picks up like right after their album Afterman Dissension, if I remember correctly. It's a very pretty acoustic ballad, but at the same time, it's pretty sad. It's touching, but in the end, he finds out that she has a new lover. So yeah, it is pretty sad. Someone Who Can is about realizing that you're never going to have everything in this life figured out. You're going to run into some problems, and you're not really going to be able to solve them. But if you keep trying and working at it, eventually you will become someone who can. I really dig the 80s kind of vibe in this song, specifically in the synth and even the lead melody. While this song doesn't have a whole lot of like epicness to it, it does demand your attention with a really strong melody and catchy lyrics that are very relatable. And then we have Continuum 1, which is part 1 of a 4-part series. This one's titled Welcome to Forever, Mr. Nobody. This has a throwback to the Dissension as well. The riff in the verse is very nostalgic. The chorus feels like it's mostly just a build-up to the post-chorus, which sounds really good. And the bridge is weird. It makes you question where this song is going to go next, or even like where these songs are going to go next. And I really enjoyed this one. The more I listened to it, the more I fell in love with it. Then we have part 2 titled The Flood. There is an effect on the vocals, but it sounds really good. The progression in the verse leading up to the chorus is phenomenal. And this time the chorus delivers. The lyrics are a little brutal and the bridge is unique. I absolutely love the guitar solo. This is one of the weirder songs that Coheed has written in quite a while. Definitely the weirdest one on this album. Like verse 6 is super short, but at the same time, very euphoric. This is one of my favorite modern Coheed songs, right along with the title track off of their last album, Window of the Waking Mind. And then we have part 3, Tethered Together. This one continues the same kind of emotion, but in a more traditional songwriting. I was really hoping that it would just become weirder and weirder as it went on, but they kind of went back to just having a very easy song structure. The chorus feels pretty abrupt though, and the lead guitar matches up with the vocals perfectly. I didn't really care for it all that much, but again, the more I listened to it, the more it grew on me. The hook in the chorus makes you want to sing along with it, and it's a very simple song, but at the same time, it's also one of the best on this record easily. And then we have the closing track, The Continuum, part 4, So It Goes. It starts off with lyrics or vocals that are in reverse. It says, please, somebody open this lock. It's got a really bouncy verse that I enjoyed a lot. The chorus is simple with a synth melody adding just a little bit of color in there. I just liked how lighthearted this song was. Again, it reminds me of some of their older stuff. Reminds me of just what Coheed and Cambria is kind of known for doing, as having more dark songs, but They feel very lighthearted at the same time. And to me, it makes for a super solid closing track. I wish they would have had a little bit more of this atmosphere in some of their earlier songs, but I'm glad they still kind of snuck it in there. It's different from all their songs because of that. And it makes the ending feel kind of dramatic, but at the same time, it doesn't feel super heavy. So I didn't love this album, but at the same time, I did enjoy it a lot more than Vaxis 2. It commits some of the same kind of crimes, but in a more forgiving way. Majority of the songs on this album are anthemy, and they are predictable, but it's not as big of a problem, and it doesn't completely kill the songs for me like on the last album, where to me almost every song felt like they were trying to release a single, like a standalone song, and it got really old. I wish the bridges were just a little bit more creative and not just the chorus being repeated in a different way. And Claudio's vocals also don't need effects on them 100% of the time, because it's just, a lot of people don't like Coheed and Cambria because of the vocals, but a lot of people love Coheed and Cambria because of the vocals. And I'm one of those people. And when you kill off his vocals with such strong effects where like there's no identity to them anymore, it kind of kills it a little bit for me. I will also say that some of these songs didn't really feel like they should have been in this album. They feel more like the Prize Fighter Inferno songs, which is Claudio Sanchez's kind of side project thing. But overall, this definitely feels like a step up and a step in the right direction, at least for me. So I got to give Vaxis 3, The Father Make Believe by Coheed and Cambria, a 6.3 out of 10. But I want to know what you guys think. Leave a comment below letting me know what you thought of The Father Make Believe. Let me know what you rate it, what your favorite song is. I know a lot of people told me I was stupid for not liking Vaxis 2. A lot of people were very upset, and they said some very nice and friendly things about that review. So yeah, feel free to do it again if you disagree with me. I feel like this was kind of a positive review though, so I don't know, who knows. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like. If you want to help support me further than that, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell icon. That way you don't miss out on New Music Fridays or any of my future reviews, especially if you leave a request for a review. I try my best to get to those. And I just thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to listen to me sit here and talk about music. And I hope you have a good rest of your day or night whenever you have me watching this. And I will talk to you guys next time.